preview to this broadcast of women's basketball on NKTelco Sports. We're at the Ohio Northern University Sports Center where John Carroll will take on Ohio Northern. Tonight's game brought to you by the following sponsors: John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapeno's Mexican Grill, Whatever Cards and Games, and NKTelco bringing you today's game from Ohio Northern. Polar Bears meet up against John Carroll. Ohio Northern, Michael, off to a 19-3 start. 13-2 in OAC play and trying to maintain that #1 position in conference play.
Yeah, disappointing loss on Wednesday in overtime in Berea to Baldwin Wallace, 66-62, snapped their 4-game win streak after the other loss that they suffered. Prince Urban, not really surprised anybody, showed out in that game, 13-10, 5-4. Points, rebounds, steals, and assists, and that's kind of what she does, and we'll talk about that as, of course, as game goes on. But Northern won the first time these teams played to end a 3-game skid in the series, 68-59. They're going to try to carry over that momentum here, taking on a team that lost in the craziest way in their last game at Otterbein on Wednesday night. A 3 tied the game at 61, but a foul in the next possession gave Otterbein a chance to split a pair of free throws. They, of course, knocked it down with 8 seconds and came away with a win. So John Carroll playing on the heartbreak, kind of similar to what we saw the ONU men just go through at overtime against 6th-ranked John Carroll's men's program. But the women celebrating Senior Day, hoping that their seniors can give away the same kind of momentum and charge as it did in the men's game.
Yeah, we're just moments away. They'll have a special presentation or a special recognition of the 2 seniors on this Ohio Northern University squad here in just a moment. But those are 2 seniors that are very special, Bryn Serban and Casey Knippen.
Yeah, one of them is the engine, the other is a luxury with what Knippen can give you. And Mark Hulsman heading out now. He's got a lot less to do than what Neil Young did in the first game.
Yeah, Bryn Serban and Casey Knippen here going to be recognized, and public address announcer providing some of the details to the crowd here this afternoon, and not quite as big as the men's crowd. The men's crowd was really pretty phenomenal in game #1 here today, an overtime loss by Ohio Northern 2.
There's about 2,000 points on the floor right now between her and her sister Nikki. Both were all Ohioans, and back-to-back years, by the way, they won the Putnam County League Player of the Year. Kind of neat how that went, as Nikki ended up being a heck of a player as well.
Casey Knippen being recognized.
Now let's get the hug from mom and then leave me alone. I'm trying to go play basketball.
And our second senior is Ashley Tressler.
Ashley Tressler, one of the members of the OAC squad, is part of the team. Being recognized, also getting a bouquet of flowers. Nice hug from head coach Mark Hulsman.
Thank you for all you have done and continue to do for Ohio Northern University and the women's basketball program. We are excited to see the impact you make on the world, and we are very proud of you. Let's hear it again for Casey Knippen and Ashley Tressler.
There are the 2 seniors that are being recognized here today.
I was there when Casey went through her senior day in Audubon, and I know how her mind works from seeing her play for 8-9 years now. She's quite literally, okay, Mom, okay, Dad, okay, Nikki, get off the floor. I want to go play basketball, because that's about Casey Knippen as you can get. Just let me go play basketball. This is where my home is, and hopefully she's got a pretty long run. And if you look at the potential of playing here again in the OAC tournament, depending on how today goes, and then hopefully a long run maybe in the big tournament.
Say we'll introduce the starting lineups here this afternoon. Of course, for John Carroll, we've got an area young lady who's performing quite well for them. Freshman by the name of Carmen Huker out of Botkins. And a lot of us on NKTelco Sports have seen a lot of Carmen Huker over the years, and I think she might be the first one out of the John Carroll huddle here this afternoon. She had 12 rebounds, big effort in that previous outing against Otterbein.
Yeah, 1,000-point score in her career at Botkins. I actually had, there we go, the Botkins people are all sitting right behind us. Had her on my podcast, and she's such a smart young lady, not only with how she sees basketball, but how she sees the world. And it's not really surprising that she's already become a leader as a freshman halfway through the season, now three-quarters of the way through the season for the Blue Streaks.
And the starters there, Huker, Hoffman, Landis, Underwood, and Renskars, all starting for head coach Beth Andrews for the John Carroll Blue Streaks, who come into today's game at 11-10, overall 6-8, and fighting for their OAC playoff tournament position.
Beth Andrews, by the way, who's the all-time leading offensive rebounder and hasn't even reached 30, and she's already had a tremendous amount of success with this program.
And the starting lineups for Ohio Northern: Bryn Serban out on the floor. Abby Akamine. And number 32, Kristen Luersman. And number 44, a sophomore, Brooke Allen, the 6'1" out of Woodmore. And also Casey Knippen, of course, one of the seniors that we noted before in the starting lineup. So it's Serban, Knippen, Akamine, Luersman, and Allen for Ohio Northern. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. First, for the John Carroll Blue Streaks.
I think you can put this one in. Run, play a fast-paced game on both sides. Rebound and more from Botkins. And then, of course, force uncomfortable shots for Northern is the opening tip won by the Bears. Their keys, they start out with Abby Akamine on the offensive end. They have to rebound the basketball on both ends, limit their turnovers. They average 14.5 a game, and handle the shifting defense that John Carroll will throw at you. A little man, little zone, little what you need, what they got.
Akamine into the lane. She'll put it off the glass. Allen will have it, puts it up. It doesn't go. Ball's going to be tipped away, and Hoffman will come up with it for John Carroll.
This could be the track meet we saw in the first game, by the way.
That was a track meet, is for sure. Overtime as Huker will have the basketball. Gets it into Underwood. Underwood looking down low to Hoffman. Back out front it goes to Landis. Jump shot outside, no good by Underwood, and here comes Serban.
Good box out by Luersman, though, to save that entire thing as Serban tried to wrap one around a corner, just didn't get enough English. It's like in pool when you try to hit that shot around the other ball. I can't do it. I just end up saying, go ahead, take your shot.
Ball goes out of bounds. It's a turnover.
Beth Andrews in her third year, 47-17. Mark Hilsman in his third, 43-19. Oh, Klondike about took a spill behind me.
Klondike's coming over to see you, Michael.
And Klondike said, you got any more of that hot dog from earlier on? Nope, it's gone.
3-point goal, shot no good. Akamine with the rebound.
What I love about Northern's guards is when they rebound the ball off a miss that comes anywhere near the free throw line, their immediate thing is they're coming down the floor. Akamine forces it up, but they're so good at turning and making sure no one's going to take it away from them.
Akamine with the basket, 2-0. 8:28 to go in our opening quarter of play. Akamine comes in today averaging 5.5 points per game.
Still, every time, picture that game winner to beat Baldwin Wallace.
Hoffman back over to Huker. Huker into the lane. And it's going to be a jump ball with Knippen.
Talk about area girls on that play. Huker just turned around, just kind of, you know, a jolly-go-lucky sort of responsive. You know, whatever, it's still our ball.
Renskars connects.
Good shot for her. Realized that she could turn and just do it herself, and did just that. She had 12 points and 8 rebounds in that loss on Wednesday.
Serving. Back
she's
out
Ethan
to
Bell?
Carroll. Yeah, really.
That's exactly what he did in the first game.
John Carroll, number 1, Jalen Hoffman, her first, team's first, Casey Knippen.
Casey Knippen will stand at the line.
1,000-point scorer, one of the best shooters on this floor, coming out of Northwest Ohio in a while.
Connects on the free throw.
Started, by the way, again, not here. She's 11 out of 12 on the year, but remember, she started at a university that disbanded and shut down.
Almost taken away there by Servin.
She's so good. I think she's probably in the top 5 in nearly every category that the OAC offers. She's number 2 all-time on steals in ONU, and just 5 away from becoming tied for first.
Out front with the basketball, Underwood. Back over to Rincars, over to the left side of Hoffman. Hoffman, shot no good. Servin with a rebound. Servin will handle it.
Beth Andrews and her assistant, Kelsey Michaels. It's kind of a 1-2 in my ear at all times, calling out plays.
Inside to Allen, up and off the glass.
It's definitely Brooke Allen, right? Lorisman with a nice pass, though.
Petrosky with it. Will be coming in momentarily, I should say. Back out front, it goes to Underwood. Bucher, top of the key, back over to the right side, and Underwood in and out, and Lorisman with a rebound.
Another good box out for her. Set up with the right hand and then hold it down with the left. Northern with a 4-point run since tied at 2.
Servin into the lane. Off the glass, no good. Off, Underwood will have the rebound.
She did such a good job of changing direction.
Servin almost came up with a steal there as Hoffman regroups.
Yeah, Kaylin Underwood, a 4-time All-Beaver County pick, over 1,000 points, second most in Central Valley Conference history.
Running right-hander by Landy, shot no good, and here come the Polar Bears.
It's already 3 rebounds. Oh, Knippen for 3, money ball.
There it is, Casey Knippen. Timeout, John Carroll, our score, 6:08 to go. Here in the opening quarter, Ohio Northern 9, John Carroll 2. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
See the Klondike.
It's good to see Klondike.
Isn't it great? Look at that.
Standing straight up.
I wonder who the mascot actually is.
I don't know, but I think, is this the thing where you don't find out until the end?
I know Bowling Green does it that way, but I don't know about this.
I'm almost positive Northern does that too.
So Klondike's on our mind all afternoon here.
What would you do for a Klondike?
What would you do is right. Layla Dials back into the game for Ohio Northern.
Makes an immediate dividend, as she has been kind of rising up the last 5 or 6 games.
Grace Dean, left-handed shot. Boy, isn't that a beauty, Michael? We've watched her progress through this whole season.
There's a lot of that for ONU, and that's why they're sitting at 19-3 right now.
Bucher gets an open shot, rims in and out, battle for the rebound. It comes down to Lorisman. Servin will throw it up court to Dials. Knippen's going to pick it up. Dials wants to go to her left. She'll bring it back out to Lorisman. Knippen, top of the key.
We talk about guys like Burner having big games because they're pumped up by senior night. It feels like, and I challenged her when I walked by her and talked to her a little bit ago, that Knippa needs to have one of those.
Dial shot no good. Rebound, Petrosky. Shot no good. Rebound to Dials.
She had to readjust the shorts as she came back across the line. She was thankful there was no one there waiting on her.
Inside the lane goes Knippen. Shot no good. Rebound.
So Jalen Hoffman might be the smartest young lady in the room. She's a mathematics major and actually won a bunch of prizes in high school for knowing mathematics.
Rincars gets it over in the corner to McKinney, and they'll come right back out, and Hoffman will set it up. 5'4" senior gets it to the 5'6" freshman in Bucher.
Offensive foul underneath.
Offensive foul, John Carroll, number 33, Ava Rincars. So first team
Substitutes as the 4:04 mark. Peyton Warnicki in for Ohio Northern, as is Jada Benjamin.
I just ran into Peyton Warnicki's dad in the hallway between games, and he said, you know, it'd be really nice to hear you say Warnicki for 3 again today. I said, I feel like that's on Peyton. That was her first career 3 she hit a couple games ago.
Allen inside off the glass. Brooke Allen's hard to stop.
Like a freight train right now.
13-2 our score.
Northern has reeled off 11 straight points.
Bucher off the glass, she'll connect.
So much for that.
Carmen Bucher with the basket. Carmen comes in averaging 4.2 points per game and 4.4 rebounds.
Just under 5 minutes since the last basket before that for John Carroll.
Allen gets it to Benjamin in the corner. She'll lose it out of bounds.
A lot going on right now.
Also back in number 13,
Akamine will come back in.
So like Bucher again played track, or played soccer and some track. We obviously had her in a lot of sports over the years.
Underwood with the basketball into the lane. Foul is going to be on Allen.
Foul Ohio Northern, number 44, Brooke Allen.
Yes, she was an excellent soccer player at Bodkins.
25, Grace Dean.
In addition to all of her basketball recognition.
It was amazing she had time. So Kaylin Underwood, the 5'10" senior from Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. You know who else is from Aliquippa?
I'm close.
You'll be the guy who'll know this, yeah.
Well, I was going to say Stan Musial, but that's too old.
Well, Pete Maravich.
There's a couple of others.
Pistol Pete. You've also got Tito Francona, the elder Francona.
Francona, yep.
Tony Dorsett, and of course, Ditka. Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka. There we go. That's
I like to say the Dallas Cowboys tight end, not the Chicago Bears coach.
Lenora, Pennsylvania. I think that's where Stan Musial's from. Yep.
Oh, hello, ref. Right back into the shot.
Gonna go whistle and a stop and play.
That was again a lot going on there.
Garcia Pola will come into the lineup for John Carroll as Hoffman will go out. 13-6 our score on the John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard. 2:44 to go. First quarter of basketball. Inbounds pass taken away by Garcia Pola.
Yeah, but almost taken right back away by Abby Dickinson. Allie Landis is a shooter, by the way, over there in the right quarter. Just like
Petrosky with the shot. Maddie Petrosky, the sophomore, out of Walsh Jesuit.
Almost deep enough. That's about as deep of a 2 as you can hit.
And Warnicki guilty of the travel, so 13-8 our score, 2:17 to go.
I got to believe that Coach Andrews learned from Coach Moran about how far down you can be right near half court.
He's not going to duplicate what Coach Moran did in game number 1.
He nearly walked into Neil Young's huddle. There you can see Coach. So walk through, it'll be John Carroll ball.
John Carroll ball.
On 61 points a game on the offensive side, 65 on the defensive side for John Carroll. Northern's at 65 and 53.
Inbounds pass comes into Petrowski. Landy's inside, puts it up and in.
It's not many times that she takes something inside, but with a minute 54, she'll add to her 125 three-point attempts later on.
Northern working against the pressure. Benjamin trying to get the trap right in front of us. Akamine, and the foul will go against Bella Garcia-Pola.
And you know that the worst thing is when you took one step too many, and that's exactly what Bella did there, and just sort of ran into a player in front of her. Out of Mentor High School, Mitch Trubisky out of Mentor High School.
Akamine will toss it in.
So
Dixon with the
like
basketball.
A 1-3-1.
Benjamin knocks it home.
It's all about the Benjamin. Her 11th triple of the year.
Jada Benjamin connects on it.
About ONU's 5th three-point shooter if you were to go down the line, but 11 of 30 is not a bad number.
Rebound comes down to Dean.
Underwood just missed it short.
Akamine out front. Dixon over to the right. Akamine into the lane, off the glass, a little bit too strong. Gets her own rebound.
That's a good job by Huker to sort of, she came up off of where Akamine was driving at, didn't set on that screen defensively, and followed her all the way to the basket.
Rinkar's shot no good. And Lursman with a rebound. Akamine. Final seconds here, first quarter of basketball on Northern University. And John Carroll doing battle. There's Benjamin, not this time, a little bit deeper than normal.
That was the Will Miller special. As soon as you catch it, get rid of it.
Petrowski has it, number 13. She goes to her left, shot. We're at 12 seconds. Bucher, back over to Underwood, she'll hit it.
She didn't even look like she wanted to take that shot.
She's got 4 points, and it's a 4-point Ohio Northern lead as quarter number 1 ends. Ohio Northern 16, John Carroll 12. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
At Four Seasons Drive-Thru, we have the coolest beverages in town and specials to satisfy all appetites.
Check out our Facebook page for all the details and times of Brownie's Pies. Get this great pizza by the slice or take home a whole pie. And don't forget his spectacular subs.
At Four Seasons Drive-Thru, we have all the supplies you need for game day celebrations.
Four Seasons Drive-Thru, 205 North Main Street in Ada. Great drinks, great food, wonderful service, and amazing prices.
Go Bears!
You see the John Carroll bench as Beth Andrews talking to her team. They shot 5 out of 15 from the field, 0 for 2 from behind the arc. Hit both free throws. Ohio Northern on the other side, 40% from the field, 6 out of 15, 2 out of 4 from three-point land, and hit both of their free throws in our opening quarter of play.
And, you know, kind of similar to what we talked about with the Ohio Northern men, how they were kind of playing for their OAC tournament lives. John Carroll's sort of in the middle of that same thing right now. So this is a game that they desperately need in the standings. That's why you saw Coach Andrews was very animated during the quarter break.
Serban wants to get it inside to Lursman. Landy's with the steal. Bucher will have the basketball out front.
That's 6 points the first time these teams met.
Landy's will shoot from outside. Dials will come down with the rebound for Ohio Northern.
She's from Chardon. That's about where she took that shot.
Knippen. Luersman will shoot the three. Ball on the court. Rebound.
It's not really been the MO for those shots to go down lately for Luersman. She had a three from the top of the key in that loss to end regulation the other night. Just kind of hope that maybe that sort of turns around.
Petrosky inside the lane. Now it's
charge.
Underwood. That's going to be a charge against Kaylin Underwood.
Bryn Servin just kind of sitting there waiting. She's so quick. I mean, you look at just the numbers. 14 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, 6 rebounds. She's coming up on nearly every record, I feel like, defensively that Northern has. But she's so good, and I said this the other night, if she's not the OAC Player of the Year, I don't think we deserve to have that award. It's good defense by Landis. Fortunately, just went the wrong way for her team.
Northern will toss it in. 8:47 to go here in the first half. Dials into Allen.
It's good defense to keep it away from Servin by Huker.
Allen back over to Servin. Huker on her as the shot clock comes down to 1 second.
Now you have to guess who's the quickest catch and shoot on your team. I would have to guess it would be Servin or Casey Knippen, because Knippen's got a real quick trigger.
Let's see where it goes. Allen not able to bring it down cleanly.
That's good defense, though, for Ava Rinkars, the freshman, because just enough to where she kind of pinned her away that was not going to be, you're going to throw and tap that in.
Huker with it, goes to the left side and Landis. Petrosky. Knippen on her. Huker will have it. That's her nickname, Botkins. You can hear the Botkins word coming out of the bench.
I've heard it every 4 or 5 seconds, but that's why it's funny that was on our keys. A great pass by Servin.
Yep. Up court, here comes Carmen Huker. Landis. Wow, got it. Haley Landis brings the blue streak to within a point here. Landis has 5 for John Carroll. Northern's kind of gone into a little bit of a lull here.
Yeah, she's gone into a funk. And not Parliament either.
Knippen, 15-footer. Luersman. Going to be a jump ball, and possession arrow will favor John Carroll.
It's what is essentially a turnover. It's kind of the way that it works.
Carmen Huker will bring it up court. Back out front it comes. Underwood puts it up and in.
Underwood had 6 points the first time these teams play. She has 6 points right now in this early part of the quarter.
John Carroll has the lead.
She's on a 4-point run.
Luersman into the lane, going to lose the ball. John Carroll scrambling after it. Haley Landis.
Dials had to go to the floor. Landis got the foul.
Substitutes, Grace Dean and Abby Akamine will come in.
Landis came off holding her mouth. I thought maybe it looked like she either took a knee or she took a bite of the floor all the way down.
Servin with the basketball, goes inside to Luersman. Shot partially blocked by Underwood.
Depends on who you ask.
John Carroll moving it up court quickly. Hoffman. Shot no good by Petrosky for 3.
With another rebound. It's what she does so well when she's not being a factor in the offensive game. She's so good on the defensive side about judging where balls come off the rim.
Servin. Shot no good. Underwood with a rebound.
That looked like one of those, she was trying to play with a foul. Thought maybe she would get it if she just kind of floated one near the rim.
Hoffman. Huker.
11 points did Hoffman the first time.
Rincars connects.
It's a sky ball.
John Carroll has a 4-point lead. 5:41 to go on the John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard.
Rincars. Gordon Aurora was a Suburban League Player of the Year, where Geauga Lake used to be.
Grace Dean will draw the foul. It'll go against Kaylin Underwood.
And Dean did just enough to sort of bait Underwood into her second foul. Kind of with that in her left hand on her shoulder on her way up. She protected the basketball enough that the hand came across the wrist before it got the ball.
Garcia Pola will come back into the lineup, as does Kaylee McKinney. Grace Dean shooting the free throws. 10 out of 21.
Northern's first point of the quarter.
We're at the 5:27 mark. Second free throw no good.
John Carroll controlling the pace of this ball game right now. Allen and Jada Benjamin set to re-enter.
Rincars. Back over to Garcia-Pola. Now Petrosky with it. Rincars will come out. She'll shoot the three. Got it. Ava Rincars.
37 of 89 from three now with her second of this ball game.
That's a plus 40%.
Tell you what, I might put all 5 players on her.
Akamine with it. 6-point John Carroll lead. Akamine. Kaneppin.
That awkward spin as it left her hand didn't work. You know, John Carroll's got to feel like the ONU men in the first game. You know, everybody expects John Carroll for the men and the women now with Ohio Northern to win this ball game. We don't have anything to lose. We can make you play our way and just see what happens.
Kaneppin. Akamine. Into the lane. Short jumper. Draws the foul.
She's already improved immensely from her freshman year.
Timeout on the court. 4:03 to go here in the first half. John Carroll 23, Ohio Northern 17. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Nareda Lanes in Ada offers men's league bowls on Mondays and Wednesday evenings, women's league bowls on Thursday evenings, couples bowls on Friday evenings, kids bowl on Saturday mornings from December through March, Scotch mixed double bowls on the last Saturday of every month, open bowling on Saturday evening, Saturday afternoon reserve the bowling alley for children's birthday parties, and on Sunday, lanes are available to reserve for birthdays of any age as well as for group events. Check out NaredaLanes.com for more info.
Left in the first half. Ohio Northern University pep band trying to liven it up. A little bit of a slow offensive start here for Ohio Northern, Michael.
Yeah, they're looking for help from a 30-year-old song right now. Hoping Axel Rose comes in here and
cranks it up.
You got the right girl at the free throw line though right now to be able to at least try to start that.
Akamine pops in and out. I'm not going to say that there's a jinx involved.
11-1 run to open the quarter for John Carroll.
Second free throw, there it is. 5-point difference.
Both points for ONU in this quarter from the line.
Into the lane, Garcia-Pola.
It's a good little extra dribble for her.
Serban comes up with a rebound.
Coach Andrews is standing beside me. She looked over to the sub that she's bringing. She said, I'm not even going to fight that one. And now her explanation to the official right here in front of us is, sir, could you please look at the foul differential? It's 5-0. And he just kind of took it and took constructive criticism and walked away.
Serban has the free throw drop. It's her first point of today's game. There you see Ohio Northern coach Mark Hilsman. Serban eyes it, connects, hits them both.
Hey, Northern's 4 for 6 in the quarter.
Petrowski over to Landis. Landis goes inside. Huker back out for long range as Rincars.
Just 3 triples in this quarter.
She's into double figures with 11. She has had the hot hand, to say the least.
A freshman, by the way.
Serban. Carmen Huker will guard her. Akamine. Benjamin inside Allen off the glass. There it is. And Ohio Northern does a nice job that time of getting it inside to Allen.
First make from the field in this quarter, her 6th point.
Petrowski. Long jumper, no good by McKinney.
Ice cream scooped it.
Serban with a rebound. Benjamin, Akamine for 3. Allen with the rebound. Puts it up and in.
Watkins tried to take it away from her.
Allen's got 8.
And you know, that might be the thing. Northern was settling a lot for jumpers. They might just want to try to just abuse the height differential inside with Allen, because the tallest player at 5'9" for Ava Rincars is playing on the perimeter.
Serban almost had a steal, which could have tied it up. But instead, we get the jump shot from Petrowski. She's got 4, and we go under 2 minutes, and John Carroll's lead is at 4.
She had 4 points the first time these teams played. So that's kind of right now, is that John Carroll is just kind of everybody's playing out.
Warnicki moves inside. Shot doesn't go. Rebound. Landis trying to get out in front of it, and Serban
Wasn't even going to argue.
Be guilty of the foul.
You know, it's kind of a miracle right now for Northern. I mean, you look at the scoreboard and go, oh, we're only down 4?
Christina Passarell will come in for John Carroll. Passarell, number 23.
Out of Twinsburg. Makes me wonder if she has a twin.
And a free throw good by Landis.
You know, she actually started and played 4 years at Washington University in St. Louis before she transferred here as a grad student.
Second free throw also good. She's got 7 points.
They didn't start the shot clock. Game clock's still running though. It should be 140 and it's a good call though. He's on top of it.
As we have a momentary lull as the clock gets reset. 27 seconds and gonna go at 138.
The other official said 140. He said 140? Shook his head yes, and then they left it at 138. So it's close enough.
Luersman over to Benjamin. Benjamin gets it back out to Serban. 6-point John Carroll lead. Serban tosses it inside to Allen. And 3-second violation goes against Ohio Northern.
I feel like Botkins kind of was paying attention, now Carmen Huker. See, they have me doing it now, too. I feel like Carmen Huker was paying attention to what I was talking about earlier about working inside, because she sort of clamped down and it put 3 players in the same area with Allen.
There's the jumper by Landy. Shot no good. Rebound Allen on one bounce.
Kakamine had to have gotten a piece of that. Northern needs a basket here just for momentum going into the half.
Ball is loose. Landys will pick it up.
Never mind.
She'll hold it up.
8th turnover of the half for ONU.
Shot clock at 20 seconds.
She's so used to the nickname now, her head just snaps around.
Petrosky for the shot, no good. Serban with a rebound.
I can't call it travel. She put her feet in the same spot. Serban now walks it out front. Shot clock off, game clock at 15 as the senior dribbles back and forth. 30-24, John Carroll. Serban in motion now to the high block for Lursman. Lursman will try to get around, goes to the low block. Up off the glass, and it won't go, but a foul with 2.9. Christina Passerell, the grad student for JCU. Kristen Lursman at the line, 41 of 59, is not scored yet in this game. Hubs one home to give ONU their first points in a couple of minutes. Remember, they trailed, or they led rather, 16-12 after one. Second, good as the first. So Northern 6 of 8 from the line. Huker from half court. Good if it goes. It hit the backboard, but does not. So a 30-26 lead for John Carroll. To go into the halftime break, we take a couple of seconds to try to get into the mindset of Mark Hilsman. He'll opine about the first half.
Today we're with Ohio Northern University head coach Mark Hilsman. Coach, looked like a sluggish first half, especially on offense. Your evaluation of your team's play?
Confused, passive, indecisive. That's about it.
As you look to the second half, what does your team need to do to turn this around?
Well, hopefully we'll guard their best two players. Maybe we'll be able to get out in transition and attack them a little bit more there.
All right, thank you, Coach. John Carroll with the halftime lead, 30-26 over Ohio Northern. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sport.
Households are using more connected devices than ever before. TVs are streaming, smartphones are browsing, security cameras are watching, and virtual assistants are, well, assisting.
You'll need an umbrella today.
As you add more devices, we are constantly improving our technology to deliver the fastest and most reliable internet to your home. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get NKTelco high-speed internet with speeds up to 1 gig. Call 1-888-NKTelco today.
My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Right at the beginning. Back here at Ohio Northern, Polar Bears find themselves trailing by 4 at 30-26. Just taking a look at the biggest lead. Ohio Northern up by 11 at one time to start this game, and it looked like, hey, Polar Bears were going to be off and rolling as we see those first half numbers, but John Carroll quickly countered, and they came back, and they've got a 4-point lead, and at one time it was 6.
Yeah, the one big problem is that 10 right there. The 10 turnovers for ONU in the first half, countered by the went through a stretch where they just couldn't, not only could they not make a basket, they couldn't really get the ball there. Every time they went to go inside, it was knocked away or taken away. 11 of 29 for the other side, considering how they started. I mean, 8 of 10 from a line, and if you remember, at one point, Coach Andrews pulled the official over and said, hey, you know the fouls are 5-0, right? Could you maybe think about this? It was 2-0 ONU, and then it was 2-2 on Ava Rinkar's basket, the only one she hit from inside the arc. Northern got the next 11, like you're talking about, led at 13-2 on Brooke Allen's second basket with 3:45 in the first. But since that point, it's kind of unraveled.
Yeah, Ava Rinkar's ended up with 11 points in that first half, 3 out of 4, as you said, from behind the arc.
She came in like a wrecking ball.
And Brooke Allen really was the main source of Ohio Northern's offense when they tried to go inside, and she had 8 points, all of them from close range. Let's see how Ohio Northern approaches here our quarter number 3. Serban will have the basketball. Knippen with it over to Akamine. Lursman is going to shoot the 3. Shot no good. Akamine will track it down for Ohio Northern.
Create a good screen for Serban, trying to get her Knippen going here. Knippen was out with about 5 minutes before the half came to an end, just shooting by herself.
And Casey Knippen, nice move. Good bucket. She's got 7, and John Carroll's lead is now 2.
And you know, it's funny because a lot of people will play her as a jump shooter, but she's been a driver. She had Bridget Landon, who played at Findlay when she was in high school, and sort of developed that 1-2, but she's been able to do that here with Lursman from Fort Jennings.
Polar Bears, 9 minutes to go. First minute going by the wayside. Quarter number 3, Akamine for the 3. Shot no good.
It's about as good of a box out by Underwood as you can get.
Beaker with a rebound, gets it up to Landis, takes it inside. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a charge.
I honestly, the replay might show different, but I honestly think that you could almost, I was going to say call nothing, but I think there's just an onus right now. If there's contact, there has to be a foul. Now, I would love to have heard the conversation that overruled that.
That's surprising that they overruled it.
I still think you could have called nothing and just played on, because it was kind of a soft contact.
Landis
guy on the other side just told the official he's terrible.
Hit the free throw, so it's a 5-point John Carroll lead.
Right, instead of Northern going the other way down 2.
So Akamine in trouble, taken away by Underwood. Here come the Blue Streaks. Carmen Bucher.
Not a defense you can just kind of bully yourself in the way of.
Serban tries to get the steal, but it's going to go out of bounds, and John Carroll will inbound it.
That guy over there eating his popcorn was not impressed. It's pretty good popcorn. He's not even thinking about the game. This is when you know it's got to be good, right?
That's right, it's got to be.
It's such a good game, he's not even remotely interested in it.
Serban with a rebound. It's a whole family eating popcorn over there.
It's really, really good popcorn.
Akamine gets it inside to Lursman. Back over to Allen. It doesn't fall.
How does that not go in?
I'm not sure.
It's a revolution of the world. Went the wrong way.
Landis over to Underwood. Now it's back out to Hoffman. Hoffman, the senior. Akamine on her. Landis to the left side. She's going to go dump it back out. Rinscarns got it. Somebody's going to have to pick her up, or it's going to be too late. 8-point John Carroll lead. Blue Streaks 36, Ohio Northern 28. You're watching NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
John Carroll's lead, the largest of the afternoon, at 8 points, 7:32 to go.
Amber Renkarst was 2 of 8 from 3 for 10 points the first time these teams played. She's 4 of 5 for 14, and we're not even halfway through the third quarter.
Substitutes in the lineup for Ohio Northern. Benjamin
Mark
to Dean.
Hilsman was not happy during the break.
He was not. We've got a new look here for Ohio Northern. Benjamin. Inside it goes to Dials, and Layla Dials will get the bucket.
Now, go back to that foul that they changed and think about this game. That happened just a couple of minutes ago, and it would have been changed to a 2-point differential. But since that point, it ended up being a 6-point run for John Carroll.
Plus, Ohio Northern's taken a timeout. All sorts of things have swung the other way. Benjamin regroups. Not there.
Rebound. Niles maybe took an extra step. That's a lot of pressure on Benjamin to make that shot, though. Jalen Hamilton was the captain and valedictorian, also the vice president.
Carmen Huker makes it a 9-point lead.
Vice president of NHS, but right now she's the president of the Carmen Huker fan club.
9-point lead. Benjamin will have it. Double team. Renkar's ball goes off of her.
You know, I feel like the only person who maybe knew where Botkins was Coach Andrews, other than Carmen Huker. Had to explain to everybody else, pull out a map. They still use maps.
I doubt it.
That's where Botkins, Ohio is.
Into the lane. Warnicki back out to Dean. Dean. There's Dixon. 4 seconds on the shot. How about that? Abby Dixon connects.
2 girls in Abby Dixon and Layla Dials have hit nearly the exact same shot to keep Northern from just a straight-up implosion.
7-point John Carroll lead.
Good job by Grace Dean to call out that switch.
Underwood.
I got to hope at some point that you find a combination here if you're Northern as Dean gets her first foul, that you can have 5 on the floor and they just start hitting everything.
Petrosky comes back in as Kaylin Underwood steps to the free throw line.
Because it doesn't seem to matter what 5 are on the floor for John Carroll, they hit everything.
Petrosky connects, or rather, number 11,
Underwood.
Kaylin Underwood connects.
13.5 points a game for her.
Hits them both. Lead goes back to 9.
But you talk about kind of playing out of your mind right now. Remember, she had 6 the first time they played, and the girls who really didn't have big points the first time around are getting points here.
Dials tries to get it to Dean. She'll save it to Warnicki as Polar Bears will get it over to Dixon for 3. Shot no good. The chase for the rebound. Dean tries to save it. Dixon dives after it. But John Carroll gets the basketball.
Can't knock the hustle. The bench is fired up for ONU right now. So the 5 starters sitting on the bench are about as hype as you can get. But this might be to get that group a breather and try to regroup here. It actually might be Mark Hulsman just trying to teach them a lesson, too.
I think that's more closer to the truth. Jump shot Underwood, no good. Rebound comes down to Dixon. Here comes Dials.
Just turned into a globetrotter.
Dials will pull it back out. This is going to be an interesting second half. Dials will get it to fall. Layla Dials. That might be the biggest round of applause we've heard here tonight, or this afternoon in the women's contest.
And about 15 of those hands came up from the bench over on the other side. What a great move, though.
Timeout on the floor.
There's a timeout on the floor, 4:51 to go. Third quarter action. John Carroll 41, Ohio Northern 34. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
7-point lead for John Carroll, 41-34, that John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard. And John Carroll up by 7, and nice observation on the bench there, Michael.
Yeah, when I was looking over, I always try to watch these interactions and see exactly what's going on. But Caitlin Underwood, the senior, the coaching staff kind of let her go and let her go after her team as they were strategizing about what to do. And she told them exactly what they needed to do there. And she was very vocal about it. That's what you want from your leaders, especially trying to ruin someone else's senior day.
Layla Dials at the line with a bonus shot.
Dials will be shooting the free throw. 30 out of 34 on the season, 88%. She'll convert.
Pretty much does an entire squat rack set as she's getting ready to put that up.
Good defense by Dean as she tips it away.
See, now you kind of wonder with this mishmash of what is a second and third team unit on the floor for Northern. They've cut the lead to 6. At what point does you assume maybe more of the lesson that Mark Hulsman is trying to talk about and get his team a little bit of rest? What time does that end?
Good question. We'll find out right here on NKTelco Sports. Shot no good by Underwood. Rebound is going to come down to Warnicki. Of course, if they keep cutting into the lead, he's not going to do anything, Michael.
Right.
Here comes Dials.
He won't have to. I mean, this is not your big scoring lineup on the floor right now. They're just gritty and finding ways to make it work.
It's going to be a turnover, and Grace Dean a little frustrated with herself trying to find Layla Dials.
One big difference is 12 turnovers for ONU and just 3 for John Carroll.
Landis.
John Carroll that averages 17 a game.
That's a big difference, 17-3. Landis working on Benjamin. Inside Underwood. Rincars is out there. Underwood's shot doesn't go. Benjamin will grab the rebound. Off to the races we go. Landis chases her down, tips it away. Got a collision on one end. Carmen Bucher brings it up court, gets it into Underwood. She's trying to make a move on Dean, pushes it back out. Off balance shot, it doesn't fall for Maddie Petrowski, but she'll go to the line.
That's another kind of an odd sequence. Dean probably going to be replaced by Casey Knipp, and going to be Warnicki. So you've got one of your starters in, and your senior right now. And here comes another good piece in Brooke Allen, the sophomore. You got to feel pretty rich, though, going forward, that you're able to keep somebody like Brooke Allen for the next couple of years and build your inside game.
Free throw.
Petrowski up and good. Well, Mark doesn't feel good right now.
7-point difference in this one. Second free throw also good. Lead goes to 8.
5 of 5 in the quarter for John Carroll.
43-35. 8-point John Carroll lead. Applying the pressure, jamming the middle of that court up, and they create the turnover. Carmen Bucher with the steal. She'll get it back over to Landis. She pulls back past the three-point line. Shot no good, and the battle for the rebound goes off Benjamin, comes down to Landis.
It was Dials, actually, who volleyball smashed it. She got credit for the kill, though. Just reached over the left hand, took a swat at it.
Haley Landis with it. Bucher, shot clock at 5. Bucher will take it. Shot no good, rebound. It comes to Benjamin.
Petrowski, I tried to jump in there and get the ball. You see Brent Serban back into the ball game. So the starters kind of filtering back in right now. Casey Knippa down there telling jokes to the official, apparently.
Dixon will bring it across the timeline.
And she just fell down.
Knippa falls down. Ball goes inside to Allen. Allen's going to make a move. Puts it up, draws the foul. Well, one thing that John Carroll has a difficult time doing is stopping Brooke Allen. So it's a two-pointer. Getting it inside to her is a pretty good weapon for Ohio Northern.
But at this point, as this is her first trip to the free throw line, 22 of 46, the one thing she can improve on. You get it with the most important part. If you're able to get shots to fall down, the clock's not moving. Which the clock is the enemy of ONU right now.
Second free throw, no good. Ball comes down to Landis.
Apparently one of their enemies.
Huker with it, back over to the right side, Petrowski. Petrowski looks inside. McKinney gets it back out to Huker, shot no good. Serban will come down with a rebound.
And again, to the surprise of nobody, the rebounding machine that is Brent Serban.
Back over to Knippa, thought about it.
Needed to take it the first time.
Yep, shot no good on the drive, and a rebound comes down to Underwood.
Kind of needed a finger roll on that one.
Carmen Huker. Blue streaks, be impatient, shot clock at 10 seconds. Huker takes a look at that shot clock, gets it back out to Petrowski, but it's going to come away into the hands of Layla Dials. Dials in town, downtown, and boy, just missed that shot. That's the kind of spark Ohio Northern needs.
Dials normally makes that shot. She made one earlier.
Huker. Blue streaks. Petrowski now goes to Underwood. Landis, shot clock at 5. McKinney, Underwood. McKinney with a rebound. Underwood. There's the shot, no good. McKinney.
2 offensive rebounds is a killer in this set. Because now instead of having possibility of having 2 possessions of your own, you're going to get maybe 1 to end the quarter if you're Northern.
Huker. Jump shot, not there at the buzzer on the shot clock, goes out of bounds.
Should have smiled on her face, but it was kind of more of a frustration thing of, will one of these just go? Benjamin and Akamine back in for Northern.
31.5 seconds, 43-35 our score. Akamine will handle it out front. Benjamin over to the right side. Ball goes that way. They look inside. It goes to Brooke Allen. Puts it up. Shot does not go. And Underwood grabs the rebound.
It's a nice step through, though. Just couldn't complete the follow.
Maddie Petrowski with it. Shot coming down. Landis. Petrowski. Shot no good. Serban with a rebound. Third quarter ends. John Carroll 43, Ohio Northern 35. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
10 minutes left in this one. John Carroll 43, Ohio Northern 35. And John Carroll will have the basketball. Carmen Huker with the ball, looking at Jada Benjamin. Back over to Landis. Landis wants to go inside off the glass. Shot doesn't fall, but out of nowhere comes Hoffman. And John Carroll will keep possession.
Hustle. Just hustle. There's no fancy thing.
Inbounds pass. Hoffman. Underwood with it.
That's the big difference. You touched on it in the last 4 possessions in the last minute 25 for John Carroll, and he talked about it. It was about patience and just continuing to have that, and Northern doesn't have any of that. They're kind of frantic right now. This is not insurmountable. 8 points for them we saw in about a minute and a half, 2 minutes early in the game when they were up 13-2.
Akamine inside to Grace Dean. Goes back out to Knippen. She'll shoot the 3. Casey Knippen. Let's see if that gets the Polar Bears started. She's got 10.
Last time she scored 9:24 in the third. It was a 30-28 game.
Underwood. Back out to Huker. Long range, Rincars. Not this time, but the rebound comes down to Underwood.
Yeah, ONU's just getting beat. What's the rebounding disadvantage? Feels like it has to be monstrous. Northern's actually winning the rebound battle 32-25. But somehow 6-6 on the offensive side? I don't believe that at all.
It doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, it feels like every one of them is worth 5 on the other side.
Hoffman shot just off. Serban up court into the lane, and she'll be fouled. And
she made a yeoman's effort to try to get herself some free throws.
Fouls on John Carroll, number 0, Carmen Huker. That's her first.
Huker with the foul. That'll be her first.
She tried to bait her coming across, but yeah, you can kind of feel. I feel like the game plan is going to be a steady dose of Bryn Serban.
Lursman up and in.
That's her first field goal of the game. That's a 5-0 run for Northern to open the quarter.
Outside, Landy's shot no good. It rolls back in.
Yeah, you put that into the world and it went the wrong way.
I thought that was out.
First points of the quarter now for her team.
Serban, Lursman, back out to Knippen. There it is, Casey Knippen.
It's senior day after all.
That's right.
I told her before the game, I said, it's your day, go prove it.
Well, she's off to a pretty good start in that one. 13 points for Knippen.
She's trying to get a little bit of that action that Rincars had in the first quarter or the first half from 3.
Inside the lane, looked like a travel to me, but the rebound comes down to Benjamin.
If she had gotten that to go, it would have been the basketball gods evening out those 2 Northern got early on.
Knippen looking inside, wants to go to Lursman.
You're about to see Coach Andrews lose her mind.
A foul will go against Kaylin Underwood. That's her 3rd.
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout, John Carroll. Our score, John Carroll 46, Ohio Northern 43. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Ohio Northern trails by 3 after the John Carroll timeout. Blue Streaks needing to regroup a little bit as Ohio Northern beginning to put a run together finally.
Northern with a fourth double-figure game of the year for Casey Knippen. Last year, her career high was 12. She went over that with 14 against Wilmington here in this building, where she hit 4 of 9 on December 7th. Came back a couple of days later in a blitz of Mount Union up in Alliance with 13.
She's brought Ohio Northern back here with some good shooting. Serban will go inside or gets it to Knippen. Knippen is going to move in the paint. Off the glass, and it's in. Knippen with the move. She's the spark right now.
Which is not surprising to anyone who's ever seen her play.
Hoffman. Back out to Huker. Huker into the lane. Now Landis. 1-point game. Ohio Northern down by a point. Hoffman. There's Landis. Shot no good. Thank you.
Airballed it.
Benjamin with a rebound. Serban. Here we go. Serban. There's the feed. Then Ohio Northern gets the lead.
Luersman has the last 2 baskets not to come from Casey Knippen, but a 47-46 lead. It's a 12-3 run to open the quarter.
Inside. Short bunny by Rincars. Puts it off the glass, and John Carroll regains the lead. Akamine with it. Serban is over to her right. Akamine goes into the lane. She's got her man beat, misses the shot. Luersman gets the rebound. Nice move. Brings it back out and hits the shot.
It seemed to you that maybe everybody thought she stepped out of bounds because they parted the blue sea there, and everybody just stood and watched her. Oh, she's still got the ball.
Now Northern back in front. Huker inside.
Offensive foul. The only people that are happy are to my right wearing blue and behind me to my right wearing black and gold.
Well, there's a couple of folks from the big community of Botkins here today.
That's why I said the black and gold. They're about the only other people that are happy.
It's great to see. Carmen Huker will go to the line.
It's a nice Saturday afternoon drive.
Free throw rims in and out. 16 out of 30 on the season now. About 55% coming into tonight's game for Carmen. There you see her.
It's pretty much you and Jalen Hoffman behind her, wearing measuring your math degrees. Just quick on the number. I can't do math. I need my toes or like an abacus.
Dials. Dial it in. Another timeout. Ohio Northern 52. John Carroll 48. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors here today. John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapenos Mexican Grill, whatever cards and games at NKTelco, all bringing you this afternoon's contest between John Carroll and Ohio Northern University. Replays of today's basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays Wednesday, March the 8th at 7 p.m., Sunday, March the 12th at 1 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Good things happening now.
Yeah, the kid with the lacrosse jersey across the way was just selling out and thrilled about how this has turned around. But look at the run for Northern right now. They are outscoring at John Carroll 26-18 here in the second half.
There's the steal. Serban, she's going to take it to the hoop. Oh, what a move, but the shot doesn't go. Allen had it. Serban will tip it back in. Comes back out to Knippen. Rims in and out. Everybody in the building wanted that one for the most part.
No one in their seats, except for the folks from Botkins behind me. They have a different view on, I think, how a lot of people see this game.
That's correct.
There's nothing wrong with that. I just think they have a different view. That was a
Underwood.
Just a move by Serban.
Rinkar's not there this time, and Allen will grab the rebound. Serban, she'll bring it up court.
Just making the folks in Pittsburgh, where she's from, just thrilled.
Serban into the lane, off the glass.
That is her first field goal of this ball game.
That in itself is an amazing point.
Last time she scored, Northern was down 23-20 in the second quarter when she hit a pair from the line.
54-48. Northern trying to regain control of this game. Underwood puts it on the floor. Hoffman for three, and Allen will just pluck that one off of Casey Knippen, and here we go.
Great box out by Casey.
Dials looking for Benjamin,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, Benjamin.
As quickly as she disappeared, it made it hard to kind of figure out.
She went down, and a lot of people stood up.
It's on Rinkar's. Speaking of stood up, you saw Coach Andrews right in front.
Benjamin will step to the free throw line.
0 for 2 this season.
1 for 3 now. That's kind of an amazing stat in itself because she's played a lot.
There's a lot of perimeter shots, though.
Good playing time.
Last year, her career high was 4 out of Valley Forge High School in Parma.
She hits them both in that patented high arcing shot as Benjamin will go out. And
just under 1,000 points, 38 short in high school. And did a lot of recruiting on her own, by the way. Was a 3-time MVP and all-conference pick in high school, but I was reading a lot of her bio, and she really went to work for herself and got herself this opportunity.
Rinkar's shot no good. Rebound, Serban. Everybody clearing out as Serban brings it up court. Northern looking to make it at least a 10-point lead here. Oh my. Serban to the hoop. And Kaylin Underwood knew it as soon as she took that false step.
Coach Andrews knew it as soon as she took that step because she just threw her hands up and went and sat down.
And that hasn't happened often. No. Bucher going inside. There's the play and the score. Rinkar's.
Out the basket for Ava Rinkar's.
As Rinkar's will go back and shoot the free throw.
Her career high is 18, by the way. Set earlier in the month of January. She just tied that. That came at Heidelberg.
Looking to break it right now. Free throw drops home, and it's a 7-point Ohio Northern lead.
Last time she scored was 3 minutes ago, and it gave her team a 48-47 lead. That's got to feel like a long time ago if you're in University Heights right now.
Lursman puts it on the floor. Connects. In unison, the John Carroll bench yelled travel.
Well, you know, it's the holiday season's over. They got to make sure that it extends.
Outside jumper, no good by Petrosky.
It looked like somebody got a fingertip on it, too.
Knippen, now Serban. Across the timeline. Back out to Lursman, all the way over to Akamine. And Lursman, it's going to be tipped out of bounds. It's so different than what the first half was. Foul?
I thought that at first too, but you're right. Now the one thing is that ONU was sort of playing uphill in the first half, but they're playing in a complete run in a sports car going downhill right now that everybody gets the ball and everybody drives.
It comes to moving the basketball. They just are moving it so much better here in this fourth quarter.
Lursman has got 9 in this quarter. She's 3 of 3 from a line.
Lursman, she'll connect.
First time she scored this quarter, it was 43-40 John Carroll. We started this quarter and John Carroll had a 43-35 lead.
That's some heavy math.
17-8 run.
From the corner, shot is there as Landis connects.
She's
got 16.
More than that? It's her second triple of the quarter.
Inside the arc, 8-point lead.
It was 46-40 last time she scored.
Northern's going to turn it over.
See, that was a play that was kind of indicative of what happened to them in the first half. They fell in love with, well, we see that hole, we can throw over the top of it, and then just forgot that they have highly athletic players on the other side, like Jalen Hoffman.
Rencars will inbound it to Hoffman. Senior will bring it up.
Out of Keystone Oaks High School in Pittsburgh.
15-footer. Lewisman with the rebound.
So minute 49. Northern's got a...
There's the trap. Huker. Lead pass to Hoffman.
I was going to say not do that.
6-point game with a minute 35 to go.
John Carroll foul on number 1, Jalen Hoffman.
Foul goes against Hoffman. That's
you can see how she feels about it.
I hope she wasn't talking to me.
I think that was meant for you. 1,000% she was talking to you.
I wonder if we could hear, folks at home could hear that.
I hope not.
I hope not, too. Dials will step to the line. There it is. She'll connect.
Just for folks who couldn't hear it, there was a guy. They were trying to make a point about whether there was a foul that maybe should have gone the other way. And there was a guy that yelled something about what he felt, and she politely told him to mind his own business.
Huker with the basketball. 8-point lead coming down the stretch here. Huker will have it. Top of the key. Goes to Rencars. Shot doesn't go. And a rebound to Serban.
Seemed like everything fell for her early on, but now her team just 8 of 20 from behind the arc.
Dials has it out front.
And Northern not setting the world on fire. I mean, they're 5 of 15, but they're timely threes.
Knippen will pull it back out. We go under a minute. John Carroll trying to double team, and they'll foul. And Casey Knippen.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest thing. I always laugh at, we talk about intentional fouls. But every foul is intentional, obviously. Just kind of an oddity that the young lady in Caleb Underwood will be heading to the bench with her 5th foul.
Underwood with her 5th. John Carroll will take the timeout. It's a full timeout with 54.8 seconds remaining. Our score, Ohio Northern 64, John Carroll 56. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Here at Ohio Northern University Sports Center, this has been a good 4th quarter for Ohio Northern. You know, Coach Mark Hillsman not afraid to make changes in that quarter number 3. That takes some guts, you might say, to drop your 5 starters to the bench and put a whole new unit out there, but that's what he did.
And trust that they will produce.
And they did.
Not just that they will maintain, but that they will produce, and they continue to cut into that lead as Casey Knippen with a career-high 16 points.
Second free throw is also good.
I challenged her to get 25. She got 17.
10-point lead.
Have the best day of your career on senior day. Huker for 3.
Shot off target. The rebound comes back out to Hoffman. Huker inside. Rencars. 3-point shot no good by Hoffman. Rebound put up and in by Petrosky.
So look what I found up off the glass at a differential of 66-58. Final 30 seconds and a foul. That'll put Casey Knippen to the line.
And Knippen will once again go to the free throw line. That's a good place for her. Excellent free throw shooter, Michael.
She told her team, that's my bad. That's now another 5 foul out for Jaden Hoffman. She'll finish with 2 points.
Number 23, Christina Passerell.
Celebrate Christina Passerell, a grad student we talked about earlier on. It's Knippen at the line. Casey Knippen, who started under Banta and played 29 games as a freshman, knocks down her 3rd free throw of the quarter and 5th of the game. 35 career games at Northern in her first 3 years. All Ohioan and 2 trips to state. Representing OHS, knocking down free throws like they're going out of style for their 19th point. So 19 points for Casey Knippen as she gets smiles and handshakes at a 10-point lead for the number 10 ranked Polar Bears. Akamine back in and a 3 in her face. Offline for Hallie Landis. Back will race Bryn Serban into the left front court, now down to 14. Picks it back up for Dials. Had a great couple of makes earlier on. Dials into the corner for Serban in the final 6 seconds. Just playing pitch and catch with an ONU 10-point victory.
Final score this afternoon, your Polar Bears 68, John Carroll 58.
That is a 33-point fourth quarter for Ohio Northern. 33 points is a massive number, led by Casey Knippen. She had 12 of those points, and ONU able to finish off senior night in styles. We'll get to head coach Mark Hulsman in just a second. Bears now go to 20-3 on the season. They go to 14-2 in the OAC. John Carroll falls to 11-11 and 6-9, trying to play for one of those final 2 playoff spots in the OAC. We'll see if it's a more articulate head coach Mark Hulsman. He had just about 5 words, all despondent in the first half. Here's what he's got to say now.
We're here with Ohio Northern University head coach Mark Hulsman. Coach, you finally had a smile on your face when Casey Knippen came out of the game.
She earned it. She earned it. That's what seniors are supposed to do. Really happy for her on senior day to be able to play well and play with some confidence and help us get a lead and then close it at the end with her free throws. I was really happy for her.
Fourth quarter, you played very strong. What do you attribute that to?
Them giving a crap about each other and getting sick of being tentative and just doing kind of what we were supposed to do.
This season has been, this game was so like a night and day kind of thing. The difference between the first and the second half is just remarkable. Say anything special to them at halftime?
No, not at all. I really didn't. I asked what they were seeing that was confusing them. I asked how I could help them offensively so we weren't so stagnant. They gave me 2 or 3 things they wanted to do versus what we were doing, and apparently they were right.
And as you look to the close of the season, you got some good things at stake coming up in the final couple of games. How are you going to go approach those?
Same way we've been approaching the rest of them, Dave. It's one game at a time here. It always has been. It's always going to be.
All right. Nice win, Coach. Thank you. Ohio Northern with a win over John Carroll. You're watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success. Whatever Cards and Games in Ada is your locally owned, family-friendly business for all your gaming needs. We carry a wide range of collectible card games, board games, family games, role-playing games, educational games for all ages, and more. Stop in today for your much-needed expansion packs and war miniatures. We are an official tournament store for Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Cardfight Vanguard. Expect an enjoyable time at Whatever Cards and Games, where there's fun for everyone.
Four Seasons drive-thru, we have the coolest beverages in town and specials to satisfy all appetites.
Check out our Facebook page for all the details and times of Browndy's Pies. Get this great pizza by the slice or take home a whole pie. And don't forget his spectacular subs.
At Four Seasons drive-thru, we have all the supplies you need for game day celebrations.
Four Seasons drive-thru, 205 North Main Street in Ada. Great drinks, great food, wonderful service, and amazing prices.
Go Bears!
Ohio Northern comes up with the big win. OAC wins are always important when you're on top of the standings, and a 33-15 fourth quarter propels them to the victory.
You look at it, 16-12 in the first quarter. John Carroll outscores them 18-10 in the second. John Carroll outscores them 13-9 in the third, and then the back end of that third quarter and the beginning of the fourth, 19-23 from the line, 45 rebounds. Remember, that was about even through three quarters, 16 turnovers, but that was a much different Mark Hulsman than what he was in the half. He was much more articulate. You asked him, what do we got to do? Well, you know what? I just let the girls decide what adjustments we needed to make, and I think that's a mark of a smart coach who knows his program and knows, hey, you know what? Sometimes maybe me saying something to you isn't necessarily the best thing for us.
I thought it was a great response. Over the years, you interview a lot of people, and I think that's the first time I've ever had a coach tell me that.
That's definitely the first time that I've heard that.
And you know, it's one of them deals where you maybe are in a little bit of a panic mode. I mean, not that a coach would be, because they're obviously very experienced, as you see some of the highlights. And, you know, it was a great answer, and Ohio Northern's on top here in the OAC, and probably should touch upon the numbers that we had here.
Yeah, I mean,
overall. They kind of went past us there, but all brought to you by Wagner's IGA. But field goals, Ohio Northern 22 out of 49, ended up at 45%. John Carroll only 20 out of 65 and 31%, 8 out of 24 from behind the field and behind the arc, and 10 out of 12 at the line. Free throws, Ohio Northern, look at that, 19 out of 23, 83%. John Carroll really did not shoot that well.
No, and especially in the second half. I'm laughing, by the way, because the Botkins girls who made the trip are taking a lot of pictures at midcourt here at Ohio Northern, and just kind of, now they've all realized if they're on camera or not. They're not. But for all the shots that went down for John Carroll, it sort of flipped in the second half, where Northern started getting those same looks. And we talked about maybe being pushed out of your comfort zone a little bit if you're ONU. John Carroll did that defensively, and they played a whale of a ball game. And it kind of feels similar to the wrap-up we did for the men's game a little bit ago in reverse, in that it was the ONU men who played a heck of a ball game but weren't able to finish. Things didn't go their way on some foul calls maybe, and this time around ONU flips the script and they're able to get it.
Yeah, the final score, 68-58. Ohio Northern with a win. Polar Bears go to 20-3 on the season, 14-2 overall, and they'll travel to Heidelberg next Wednesday for yet another OAC league game, and to try and determine where everybody is going to be seated in this OAC tournament that's coming up. All the games are big, no matter who you are, whether you're in first or fighting for a playoff spot. John Carroll, on the other hand, they'll go to 11-11 overall, 7-8, and they will be playing, I believe they've got a remake of a game on Monday, also at Heidelberg.
They're home against Heidelberg.
Or home against Heidelberg.
Then B-Dub on Wednesday and at Wilmington on Saturday.
Had to make up a game because of some COVID protocols So those two, John Carroll still in the race as well. I'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game, John and Tony's Restaurant, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapenos Mexican Grill, Whatever Cards and Games, at NKTelco, our scoreboard sponsor, John and Tony's. Additional sponsors, Whatever Cards and Games, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, and Jalapenos Mexican Grill with locations in Ada and Shawnee. Northwest Ohio Liquidations, Holiday Inn Express, Wapakoneta. And just another reminder that today's game will be replayed on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Wednesday, March 8th at 7 p.m., Sunday, March 12th at 1 p.m. And you can watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'd like to thank our crew here tonight, as always, doing an excellent job. Mark Fissel, Paul Downing, and Josh Miller on the cameras. Our assistant director, James Miller, and our director, Scott Robinson. I'm Dave Helmstetter, and along with me today, Michael Hearn. Final score from Ohio Northern, 68-58. Polar Bears win over John Carroll. You've been watching college basketball on NKTelco Sports.